Mario Prada and his brother Martina started Prada as leather goods stored in 1914, when leather was in style in northern Italy. The store sold leather goods, including imported English steamer trunks and handbags. The company was named Prada properly, which stands for Prada Brothers, due to the patriarchal culture of the time. Mario Prada didn't think women should work outside the home. He didn't hire female relatives to work for him, and his only son wasn't interested in joining the family business. In the 1950s, the company started to struggle because Mario Prada wouldn't let women join the family business. Eventually, one of his daughters, Luisa Prada, took over when there was no one else to do so. She joined the Italian Communist Party and handed out flyers at rallies. She also studied mime for about 5 years at Milan's Teatro Piccolo. In 1970, she joined the Prada family business, changed her name, and became the manager of one of the company's 2 remaining stores. In 1978, she became CEO of the company, which had only 1 store left, and married an Italian leather goods maker she had met the year before. Other fashion brands like Gucci had hurt the House of Prada, now known as Miuccia Prada. Miuccia Prada changed the direction of the House of Prada, leading it toward the world of haute couture. Prada is one of the few women who had greatly impacted how women dress. Miuccia married Patrizio Bertelli when she took over the Prada label. Still, Telly took over as business manager, so the new chief could focus on designing and perfecting the new Prada look. Since 1970, pacuni, a type of nylon, has been used to make black, waterproof backpacks by the brand Mutier. In 1985, she made the classic Prada bag simple, sleek, and black nylon. It was a big hit right away. Due to the high price of the handbags, the bag was both useful and stylish. It was also sturdy. There were a lot of fake designer goods on the market, which made people want the real thing even more. Sales of corner handbags went through the roof, possibly because they looked like the more expensive leather Chanel handbags that the fashion elite, like actress and model Jerry Hall, was carrying at the time. In 1979, the company started making shoes for women, and their first line was well received. The restaurants were known for their clean design and the bright green color of their walls. The color was brighter green in Milan's Via del Spider, where the first green stool opened the next year. There were shops in Paris, Madrid, London, and Tokyo. In the 1980s, wearing clothes with frilly lace, bright colors, a low cut at the top, and a shorter length at the bottom was popular. You may know that other labels also made designs that played with sexuality. Frilly, lacy, brightly colored clothes with a low cut at the top and a shorter length at the bottom were in style. Then, in 1989, Prada showed its Pret-a-Porter line on the runway. Simple, elegant things with clean lines tend to win. There are expensive fabrics and basic colors. Also, the fashion industry noticed, and the proudest designer items became more popular. In 1988, Prada released its first ready-to-wear collection, which critics praised. It included nylon parkers that were durable without losing their style. Miuccia Prada's designs often showed her progressive values. They had an understated beauty and refined elegance that set them apart from many of the brand's competitors in terms of sex appeal. This caused a re-evaluation of femininity and gave rise to the industry cliché that sex sells to create a tasteful look that flatters the body while staying modest. Rich fabrics and fine tailoring were combined with simple, clean lines and muted basic colors. At the end of a decade of excess, Prada's image of casual luxury caught on, and the brand quickly became associated with smart, wealthy working women. In the early 1990s, Prada started to expand the brand by making a perfume line and other spin-off clothing lines, such as Miu Miu. In 1992, Prada Milano was renamed the Prada Foundation, a non-profit organization that helps up-and-coming modern designers, such as architects and artists. Miuccia also started the Prada Foundation in 1993. In the same year, Prada and Bertelli Prada started a line of men's clothes. In 1995, actress Uma Thurman wore one of Prada's dresses to the Academy Awards, which made the company an international status symbol. In 1996, Prada and Bertelli officially merged their businesses to form a proper BV, later renamed Prada SBO. It is a holding company for the Prada group of companies, and Bertelli was its CEO then. In 1999, Prada and Bertelli made a series of high-profile purchases, including the Helmut Lang and Yale Sander fashion houses and stakes in fashion companies like Fendi. These purchases turned the Prada Group into a multi-million-dollar fashion empire. During the 1990s, the style of Prada changed, and Miuccia is credited with several fabric and design innovations. She used unusual fabric combinations and added mirror pieces and beaded latex to her clothes. Despite all of this experimenting, the quality of the final product has stayed the same. By the early 21st century, the Prada Group's annual revenue had grown to more than $1 billion. However, the group was also saddled with a similar amount of debt, which led Prada and Vitelli to start liquidating or selling their acquisitions, such as Helvetica. Prada's shoes, belts, handbags, clothes, and other items are still made in Italy. The Prada Spring/Summer 2009 ready-to-wear fashion show in Milan on September 23, 2008 got a lot of attention because all of the models on the runway were teetering. Older viewers may even remember this event because it made headlines worldwide. Some tripped, and 2 models fell in front of the photographers and needed help to get up and continue their walk. They took off their shoes during the final walk, and one model had to stop and turn around because she couldn't walk in her high heels any longer. This was proud of his first big mistake in public, but Miuccia Prada blamed the slippery silk socks inside the shoes. In 2015, Prada made $3.7 billion in sales, which was 1% more than in 2014. However, the company's gross operating profit was only $995 million, 16% less than in 2014. Sales had declined since 2014, but they started going up in March 2018, and the company's stock went up 14. Since then, things have been getting better and better. This is because the company hired the well-known Belgian designer Raf Simons. Since he left Calvin Klein in 2018, everyone in the fashion world has been discussing where he will go. There were a lot of rumors that the Belgian designer was starting his line or going back to one of the companies he had led before. The relationship starts a new interaction between 2 of the most famous and influential designers working today. It's also a new way to think about the basic idea of creative direction for a fashion house, especially for one as famous as Prada. This is a big challenge to the idea of creative authorship and a bold affirmation of the value and power of creativity in a changing cultural world. The collaboration shows that the company is willing to try new things, push boundaries, and keep up with the changing culture of the industry. However, the Prada brand's ideals and ethos will remain the same. This creative story is a mix of new ideas from both Chia Prada and Raf Simons. Have you heard about Prada's long history? If so, what else would you like to add? Let us know in the comments. And if you'd like to see more inspiring videos, check out our channel.